What up, Coop Group? Welcome to the first off-season war between season 28 and 29, I guess 28.5, that I'm posting. And I like to have some fun with some different defenders or offenders that I don't really get to play with during season. So I ranked up my Mephisto to rank 2. He'll most likely go to rank 3, but I want to try him on the Hydra Shift nodes. And possibly, if I can make it, to Hydra Shift mini-boss if he doesn't die. But right there, I'm just taking a beating. I'm about to start regenning. Just wasted all my charges right there. It's terrible because I wanted to get off his evade, but I didn't dash back fast enough. So I got a nice combo to the face. Too bad his spider sense is it looks like it's a passive buff. So the rest of this, I'm just going to parry and a few hits. It's not going too well right now, as you can tell, because I am almost dead. But I try to push into a special 2 because I love using Mephisto's power drain. You can only use this once per fight, and you throw a special 3 when the opponent is 2 or more bars, and you drain them of all power, and then you get a free for the rest of the fight or of incineration. And I just love using this because it just does so much damage to the opponent. If I wasn't running suicides, I probably would just throw in special 1 over and over. But yeah. He's just going to die to recoil. That fight didn't go too well. I lost 3 souls in that fight I could have had for the next fights to regen. But of course, I ended up just taking hits to the face. Now, luckily, I was able to take those hits to the face with that regen. But yeah, I'm going to heal up here. I know it's off season, but I'm going to throw some potions in because I just really want to test out my Mephisto on these paths. I've never used Mephisto on these paths ever before. I've only used Ghost and Red Hulk and Black Widow Clairvoyant, who are all great attackers for this path. But sometimes there's a Nova or a Silver Surfer, who Mephisto is just perfect to fight against. Now with Big Boost, this fight would be so easy. I'd probably be throwing special 1s over and over, but my goal here is to get to a special 3 before he gets to a special 2. But this is Power Focus 1. So he's most likely not going to get to a special 2 at all because of Power Focus 1. And this just isn't a good node for Silver Surfer. It's super easy, and just I'm going to power drain him and he's going to go back to special 1. I think I stupidly, at the end of this fight, throw a special 1. I shouldn't have thrown it because I throw away my soul just like that. Because anytime you defeat the opponent, you get a free soul. You'll see that at the end of this fight, I'm just going to throw a special 1. I don't know why I was just waiting there. I throw it here, a waste of soul. I shouldn't have wasted my soul. And now I'm going to have 1 soul for the next fight. I could have had 2. Now I'm going to have 1. Wasn't very smart. But on to the next fight. It's a mission negative. I didn't plan on taking this fight, but I figured, you know what? Why not? They might be running suicides. It's off season. It'll be a lot easier of a war fight. So in I go, not knowing anything about mission negative. I follow him at event quest, but that's about it. I know that you don't want to parry this guy at all, because if you parry him, you get some light charges, which I believe, and you don't want him to get those light charges. So I'm trying to bait heavies here, and it doesn't go too well. I'm trying to get to my special 3 to drain his special 2, but there goes my regen charge. Didn't work. I stupidly parry him here, so I know that it's over with right now because he has 2 light charges. Now I have dark charge. It went away really quickly though. So I need to learn him better, and I die through block damage because my parry failed. Not sure how parries fail. I'm guessing it's one of his defensive maneuvers, and I'm going to bring in Ultron for the rest of this fight. He starts off in incineration phase. Now Ultron awakened. If he's at SIG 200, he can easily counter Hydra Shift. But because mine is only SIG 20, it only takes away the incineration and shock effects by a little bit, and potency by a little bit. But at 6200, he'd do a lot better. I do have Incinerate on me right now, but not a big deal at all. I just take him down with 1 full and a half combo. Now on to the 4th fight. This is going to be Ultron versus Immortal Abomination on Vigor. Gotta make sure I say that right because the captions will haunt me if I say it incorrectly. But this guy is not running suicides, so I figured it's a good way to test out Ultron, not boosted. I have 2 regen phases, so in case I do mess up with Ultron, I have the 50% phase that can regen, and the 25% phase that can also regen. That's why Ultron is just a great attacker because of the extra regen, and it's just so useful. Now my goal here is to drop a heavy before a special 2. I want to make sure I get a lot of those charges before dropping a heavy. So I dropped my heavy there. I don't know why I dropped it so early. But he's bleeding. I should have thrown a special 1 right there, but because of recoil, I said not to throw a special 1 yet. Throw a special 2 here. It wasn't a great idea, but I don't know why it didn't take away. It's supposed to take away all debuffs, I think, or it's just bleed debuffs. But he had all those poison debuffs on him. I don't know why I didn't take it off him. But yeah, he went down super fast after that special 2. I was doing such good damage. Now on to the next fight, which is Warlock versus Domino on Buffet. My goal here is to make sure that I activate everything that Warlock can do. Now I'm tired, so I may not be able to think properly. But I need to put an infection up on Domino so that she can no longer regen, and Buffet will not do anything at all. So I'm trying to get my parries in here. Trying to get the infection up as soon as I can, right before my armor comes back. Perfect. She didn't regen at all in the armor. Now I'm going to use my light intercepts. Now I probably should have done this for the rest of the fight if I didn't want to take block damage, because Warlock is actually a really good counter against Domino, because his light attack is so long that the counter, I guess you can say the medium counter, is actually really strong. Now I was going to throw a special 2 here, but I figured I was just going to go to special 3. I'm going to try and get as much regen as I can. I'm going to try and have those 2 infections up while I get my special 3. 2 infections are up. Throw my special 3. She goes into lucky. I'm at 77%. Now, if this goes and works properly, I'll be at 87% after the special 3. I'm not sure if her lucky and my just being unlucky, but I actually ended up not regening at all there. Possibly Buffet took it over, or her lucky kind of took it away from me, and I got a crit fail from that. But not a big deal. This goes down just like that. I don't plan healing up. Now on to the next fight directly, which is Warlock versus Mordo, also on Buffet. It's also the combat power rate fight, which means I'll probably never get a special, which I don't even plan to. My goal here is kind of the same as the last fight. Get the infection up so that the Buffet does nothing. And just kill this guy. Now he is running suicide, so this is pretty helpful. Just bait special 1s. And it's pretty easy to get a heavy attack on him if I want to. Because this Mordo, wow, he is going down quick. At 1477 per tick. Wow, and then just recoil. That's the only Buffet I plan on him getting. He's being very offensive, which is useful. He's in his corner throwing a heavy attack at me while he's getting his power gain, which is doesn't happen often. I'm getting my intercepts off. It's pretty useful. He's running at me. He's in his corner. He's power gaining, which means that I can throw my heavy attack safely here. I guess 90% safely there. And my infection is off. Oh no, what do I do? Not a big deal. He does regen just a little bit, but this fight's going to be over very quickly because he's running suicides and he's aggressive, and I can get my intercepts off. Those intercepts were perfect. Now on to the final fight of this war. Just having some fun. I did have a death earlier with that Mephisto, but whatever. It is Ultron versus Hulkbuster on the Rage Mini. I do have my regen phases at 50% and 25% in case his shock gets me down pretty far when I crit against him. I do have that guaranteed crit every 5th hit, and I have those bleeds every 3rd hit, which is pretty useful. I don't really plan on throwing any heavy attacks or special attacks, because if I throw a heavy, it can activate Rage. Not that it's a big deal to activate Rage once or twice, but I just plan to do as much damage as I can with my crits and with the bleeds. I probably could have thrown 3 heavies this fight and been safe. But this is a fun node for Hulkbuster, because watch. His special 1 has an unblockable, and this node makes his buffs last a little bit longer. So he goes unblockable a little bit longer than just his special attack. So I gotta be careful when I parry him that he's not unblockable at that moment. Now he is running suicide, so it's a super easy fight, and he's gonna go down just like that. So thank you for coming to the war video. If you want to see more off-season wars, let me know, and I'll catch you later. It's Coop, sign off. Happy gaming. Brr, brr.